It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Noel. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. But for those of you who do know me, you know that that's not why we're always here, right? Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And with that, let's jump right in. Okay, guys, so we're back to talk about the premiere of The Real Housewives of New York City. Last night's premiere was insane. So, guys, we obviously know that season 13 is back, and it was coming in hot. Not only was it coming in with a few of our OG favorites, but of course, we got newbie Leah back, who's technically no longer a newbie, and Eboni K. Williams. Eboni K. Williams came in, and honestly, she's already putting her stamp on the franchise, I guess we can say. She's coming in and she's being completely vulnerable. If you missed this episode, then you definitely have to go back and watch it because it's nice to see the housewives sort of just let us know that they don't always have it together. Now, of course, we see that play out on screen when we see them fight or get drunk or hear about their infidelities or whatever the hell else is going on. But for Eboni K. Williams, she not only started by letting us know that she had a failed relationship with her ex-fiance of 3 years. Things weren't working after quarantine, right? I mean, honestly, she said she was about to plan a wedding in January of 2020. So that wasn't working out. But she also let us know that at one point she went to go buy a brownstone in Harlem, and due to her FICO score, it wasn't going to happen. She's just kind of putting everything out there, and it seems like she was coached pretty well as far as coming on the Housewives. In order to stay on the Housewives, you of course have to have, and we've talked about this a million times, conflict and resolution. But not only do you have to have conflict and resolution, you need transparency. Because if you come on and you try to act like everything is always perfect, like Kelly Ben Simone, I was a model, I had a photographer husband, I did this and I went on yachts and I lived this perfect life, and there's really no substance there, nothing like really nitty gritty where we can get in and see, oh, okay, you're a human being too, there's some flaws. That's why she didn't work out. Not to mention the rest of the women didn't want to film with her. But anyways, getting back to the premiere of season 13. So this season started off kind of like how most seasons have been starting off for the Real Housewives franchises. Real Housewives of Dallas, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Real Housewives of Orange County. They're all in the middle of a pandemic, at least while they're filming. I mean, we're still technically in the middle of a pandemic. So we see that everything looks a little bit different. New York City doesn't necessarily have the same heartbeat that it once did, but it'll come back. We see that Leah McSweeney, she's been sort of going through her own personal journey while going through quarantine and COVID. She stopped drinking as of March 31st. So she's already celebrated 1 year of sobriety. So good for her. Congratulations, Leah McSweeney. But not only that, she's talking and having a real in-depth conversation with her sister Sarah and her dad about converting to Judaism. Her parents are actually Christian, so I don't necessarily know where this conversion is coming from, but the whole point is she's doing it, she's sticking to it, and she feels like, you know, she wants to follow some rules and be a better person. That's great because she has her daughter and her ex-husband who she has to co-parent with. So whatever she's doing in order to shape her life for the better, let's just applaud Leah McSweeney. And again, she's keeping it transparent. That's what we need on the Housewives. Some fans were thinking that she was using organized religion as a storyline, but I would like to hope that that wouldn't be the case. Leah McSweeney wasn't the only person in this episode, obviously. We have Sonja Morgan, who is really going through her ups and downs. We've seen her every single season battle with this townhouse on the Upper East Side, battle with a new business that's potentially failing, the toaster oven, Tipsy Girl, which was kind of a cheater brand clever play off of Skinny Girl, like Bethany Frankel pointed out. And now Sonja by Sonja Morgan, who, I mean, she celebrated getting into Century 21, the huge department store in New York City. And I believe they have a few other locations too, or at least they did until they went bankrupt. This was a huge multi-million-dollar deal that Sonja Morgan was looking forward to. And right before she knew it, it got slipped out from under her. Now she's struggling. She went MIA. She went to the desert. She spent a lot of time by herself during quarantine, and she just didn't really communicate with the rest of the women. They are using this as sort of a storyline this season, at least Luann and Ramona are, because they're like, something's wrong. When Sonja goes missing or when she disappears and she's not contacting us, it means that something is psychologically not right up there. Girl, you didn't need Sonja to disappear to have that sort of generalization or idea, just to be fair. Ramona also is coming in a little bit interesting this season. We see her talking to her ex-husband, and we know that they quarantined for 3 months together with their daughter Avery. Ramona said that it felt nice to be a family again. However, they're not a family at all. I mean, they're a broken family. They're a split up family, but they're not together. So it's just weird. And the way she looks at him, you could totally tell that during quarantine, they were hooking up for sure. I mean, this is all speculation, but it's Ramona Singer, right? I mean, if I'm wrong, you guys can go ahead and comment below, rip my head off, but I'm pretty sure I'm hitting the nail on the head with this one. Luann ended up making a move back to the city. So she left her house. She actually sold it, the house that was a little bit north of the Hamptons, kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it was like her boathouse. It was this cute little boathouse type situation. Anyways, she sold it and ended up moving back to the Upper East Side. But as nice as her apartment is, it's kind of strange because she lives in direct view of her ex Tom D'Agostino's penthouse apartment. She literally can see his balcony. Like Ramona said in this episode, you don't even need binoculars to see this man's balcony, which kind of seems a little bit off. She's like, listen, when I moved in here, I had the movers coming in and I'm standing here, I'm looking at the view. And I was like, wow, this is great. And then before I knew it, I looked across and I was like, oh my gosh, that's my ex's balcony. Ramona called her out right away saying, there's no freaking way that you didn't know exactly what you were doing. I mean, I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but you've lived in New York City for a large portion of your life. You know exactly where you're moving to, especially because the Upper East Side is her playground. She knew whose apartment that was. She knew what street she was moving on. I don't honestly think this was news to her. So I'm kind of on Ramona's side with this one. After watching the episode, though, we see all of the women go meet up at Sonja Morgan's house, and Eboni K. Williams is kind of getting her taste of the women. Leah McSweeney seems like she's sort of trying to help her and guide her throughout filming and what this process looks like, but you can't really prepare someone for Sonja Morgan. I think that, just to be fair, or Ramona Singer. I mean, Luann de Lesseps, she has a little bit of normalcy to her, but as far as Ramona and Sonja, I feel like they're a little bit off the beaten path sometimes. As soon as they arrive, Sonja greets them. She tells Eboni, you're much tinier than I thought you would be. And then she calls her over and says, listen, come look at my fish. I have black fish, I have white fish, I have orange fish, I have yellow fish. And then Eboni was kind of making fun of her playing along. She's like, look, girl, you have big fish, you have little fish. She's like, yes, be the queen of fish diversity, bitch. What is going on in this episode? And then she added on in her interview that she felt like Sonja Morgan's fish diversity and trying to connect with her over fish diversity is a little bit lame. I kind of agree. Luann did invite the women to Sag Harbor for I guess their girls trip right off the bat. And I mean, if you guys saw the previews, it's going to be insane. We see that Eboni's personality really comes out. She's not holding back at all. She's telling Lou that she can leave her house. She's telling the women, I'm not Tony Robinson up in this bitch. I don't have to educate all of you guys. It's just nuts. Leah's calling all of the women a hoe. Now Heather is saying, if you guys remember Heather Thompson, holla, she's saying that she was assaulted on site while they were filming, and everyone's speculating that it was Leah McSweeney, but Leah said she better be lucky that there were cameras there. I can't wait to see how this is going to play out during filming, because the point is, you know, Heather came in, she really wanted to be a part of the franchise again. She missed it, but after filming with Leah, she was like, no way. I don't like where this is going. I feel like the franchise has taken a turn for the worse, and it's not conducive to a healthy lifestyle or business for myself. I'm not going to be a part of this. It's okay, Heather. I don't necessarily think a lot of people miss her anyways, not as much as Dorinda and Bethany Frankel. I mean, I can say, at least I feel like I can speak for all of us when I say we miss the heartbeat that Bethany and Dorinda gave to the show. Now, that's not the only thing we have to look forward to. We do have our other newbie who is a friend of this season. She didn't get an apple, but Brashawn Shaw is going to be filming. She's going to show up at Eboni K. Williams' new Harlem apartment, and she's going to be introduced to the women. We see Sonja Morgan go after her in this kind of drunken rage, and it's just nuts. These women really don't let us down. But what I do have to say, though, is after taking in a lackluster OC with the worst rated season ever, season 15, and a kind of lackluster Real Housewives of Dallas, Real Housewives of Atlanta wasn't the most entertaining. I'm ready for this. I'm ready to have Real Housewives of New York back, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, some good shows that we can actually watch. Jersey's okay, but it's not, I mean, to be fair, it doesn't feel like it's anything to write home about right now. I don't know. I want to know your guys' opinions, though. I don't want to just sit here and jam my opinion down your throat. So go ahead, comment below. Let me know what you think. What did you think about the premiere of The Real Housewives of New York season 13? And also, what are you looking forward to most the rest of the season? If you haven't already, you guys, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching Up and Adam.